Hello everyone, this is Claudia and Dr. Richard Bennett, and we are creating a wellness series so that we get to know in simple words, in a short way, how to explain some of the things we are always wondering about. And today I wanted to ask Dr. Bennett, what do we need to know about prebiotics and probiotics? So Dr. Bennett, tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, it's a really great question, because in the last 5 to 10 years, there has been a scientific revolution in our understanding about the 1 trillion bacteria that live in our colon, representing over 1,000 different species of bacteria. And now we have the opportunity to purchase these bacteria in a dried form. You take them, they get rehydrated and come back to life like bacteria can do. And probiotics have been around for, well, since the first time somebody made yogurt. The intent was to ferment the milk, and then people observed that there might be some benefits to individuals' health and wellness by taking live culture yogurt. And live culture yogurt is nothing more than the first form of probiotic. But now we're learning that some bacteria are very good at fermenting milk, fermenting cabbage, fermenting fish, as they do in Japan, if you can imagine that. But it preserves them, and that's the point. And we might make the assumption that all of these food fermentation organisms are just what the human body needs. And certainly doesn't hurt, often helps, but you can't conclude that the traditional probiotics used for food fermentation are going to be particularly beneficial for humans. We now know that a really good probiotic has the ability to grow in the colon, reproduce in the colon, so its numbers are sustained by bacterial reproduction, and they have the ability to physically attach themselves to the cells that line the inside of the colon. And so what I look for in good probiotics is, one, a species that is part of the human microbial ecology. It is often found in the human gut. That said, we have to recognize that around the world there are different types of bacteria in the human gut because of the very different foods people eat. The probiotics in the gut in somebody in England is going to be very, very different than the probiotics in somebody in Kenya because of what we eat. And they come off the dirt and the ground, and I frequently say we don't eat enough dirt. It may seem counterintuitive, but it's true. And so we want probiotics that are human adapted, reproduce in the gut, will persist in the gut. Some food type probiotics in yogurts do not do those things. And so to get benefits, you have to eat them every day. I like to see types that you don't have to eat every day, and you don't have to consume 10 billion, which is a lot, at one time, because they'll reproduce. And so when you're in the health food store, or even today in commercial supermarkets, and there's probiotics on the shelf, how can you select them? And it's difficult. However, there are certain species where the science says yes, these are able to reproduce, colonize in the human gut. And they're names that are this long, and I won't bear burdening people with them right now, but when you go to your store, your health food store, ask somebody who's knowledgeable about which of their probiotics are human adapted. And in most cases, you're going to get a blank stare, because you'll be asking a question that's really on the cutting edge of science, on the cutting edge of commercialization. So probiotics, not all created equal, not all the same. You don't need to take 10 billion every day, as some manufacturers would like you to believe. And so you're just going to have to do your own education, because there really isn't some real simple guidelines, because we're literally learning as we go here. Now, that's a probiotic. Pro means in favor of, in support of. A biotic is a life form. So this is a bacterial life form that works in favor of our gut metabolism. So what's a prebiotic? It suggests it's before the probiotic. It's pre, okay? And in fact, it kind of is. Prebiotics are complex carbohydrates, often found in soluble fiber. They are complex carbohydrates that human beings cannot digest. You eat these things and they go right through you, but they don't, because of the bacteria in your colon that see them as food and they metabolize them. And so now you're likely to see products that contain a probiotic and a prebiotic, sometimes referred to as a symbiotic or a synbiotic. Both appear to be okay words, but what they're attempting to tell you is we're putting prebiotics in our product because our prebiotics support the growth of our probiotics. Now, is it absolutely necessary? Perhaps, because some probiotics are very, very specific. Let me give you an example. There are probiotics found in natural breast milk that come from the skin, and there are prebiotics in breast milk that support those bacteria specifically. And so if you're looking for a prebiotic with a probiotic, you want to know that that prebiotic has been chosen because it supports that specific probiotic. I hope I made that clear, because it can be confusing.
Yes, we will continue on this. We will continue on this topic, because it's not something that we can do in one video, but I think everybody understood a little bit more about it. So thank you, everybody. Until next one.